What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today I have a special guest.
$H Fresh, and I'd like to welcome you to my first and most likely only mixtape. Dare to be different. What you're gonna get out of this mixtape is hope. The chance to see that there's another way to live, another way to make it to the top. The Flyboyway.
The Flyboyway. I know you've seen him. He just hit a crazy milestone on YouTube. To my knowledge, he is one of the longest traveling YouTubers out there. I know you've seen him. So, Flyboyway, aka Fresh. What's up, man?
What's going on, bro?
Thank you for joining me
what's
today,
going on,
bro.
y'all? It's your boy FRE, $H Fresh at the Flyboyway. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why, just check out the channel. Yo, we gotta get used to this little mic thing, this little new technology we moving now.
Man.
What's going on, Coop?
Man, just chilling, man. So, you know, I was already coming to bed in Kia, and since we in the same groups, I saw that you were coming for the weekend, so I had to link up with you. And
Definitely.
you know,
It's not the first time we met, y'all. It's not the first time we met.
yeah, I met him a few times, of course. But Flyboy's been doing this for a long time, so I'm always trying to glean and learn wisdom, get some wisdom and knowledge from those who've done it big, as you can see back here. You know what I'm saying? This is brand new. So what made you get into traveling? You've been doing it for so long. Like, what made you just like, oh man, I'm just going
real quick stunt. Honestly, what made me get into traveling is I'm just a black kid from Newark, New Jersey. When I was growing up, I grew up in the 80s and 90s. They always told us that we could only be rappers, celebrities, cops, drug dealers, gang members, or some kind of sports or entertainment. And I'm like, nah, there gotta be another way. And so when I tried looking for another way and I didn't find one, I said, yo, I'm gonna create my own way, because at least through my way, I can help people find their way. And the one thing that helped me create my way is to know more than what was in my environment where I grew up. And how do you do that? You travel. So I started traveling. I began first in Newark, and I just started traveling to other cities. I've been in non-schools 12 years, so I moved around a lot. I got comfortable with it. Then I started going to New York, the tri-state area, getting familiar with that. Then the first time I really took a leap of faith is when I went down to Black College Reunion, BCR, back when it was called Spring Bling in Daytona Beach. And that opened my eyes to, because it was so many people from all over the world, all over the United States, that opened my mind to what the possibility was. And then at 24, I went internationally. So that's why I started traveling, and gave you kind of like a vibe of the path that I took.
Yo, that's dope, man. BCR.
BCR, Spring Bling, Duval.
Oh my gosh, bro. Well, you know, I grew up in South Florida, so I've been there a couple times.
Yes.
That's a few stories, but we're going to keep them under wraps for now. That's another episode. So the first country you've been to, when you first stepped out of the U.S., what was the first country?
The first country I've been to was the Dominican Republic, specifically Punta Cana. Yeah. So, and because I feel as though when you travel, you need to first get comfortable with leaving your environment. If you just travel somewhere because everyone's saying to go there and it's not somewhere where you can, oh, my fault, y'all. I'm supposed to be muting this mic. I'm gonna mute this mic.
I'm saying? It's always, there's a lot going on.
I'm gonna tell you, yo, listen, I'm gonna tell y'all, we in Colombia right now, bro. I mean, my phone ringing in the United States, but when it comes to ladies in Colombia, it ring crazy.
Man, we was out the other night and a few guys recognized who he was. They was like, oh, yo, man, you Flyboy, right? YouTube, man. No, this really happened. I'm like, all right, man, you doing big things.
So, what was your question again?
No, I was saying the first country you went to, you said the DR.
The DR, oh yeah, what I was saying was that when you go somewhere like the DR, Punta Cana, it's a tourist. You're gonna be staying on like a resort, but you can also leave the resort to test your courage or test your ability to blend in, to see what the local life is like. Don't just rush to the local life, because if you go to the local life and messes things up, it might ruin your whole plan of seeing the local part in the future. So that's why I think they should always start with someone like a resort and then venture out.
Yeah, that's real smart. You know, because people will stay where they feel comfortable, right? And the resort will give you all type of like tourist things to do as well. Yeah. You know, the first big video I saw of yours is Black Man's Guide to Cartagena.
First million view video, man. First million view
That video was crazy. I went to Cartagena back in December 2022, not too long ago. When my boy sent it to me, I was like, "Oh, what's this?" And I just couldn't stop watching it. It's like, "Yo, man, we gotta go out there. We gotta go to Cartagena. This is crazy." Whoever this guy is, he's selling it, man. I thought you was a travel agent. It's crazy.
A lot of people think that I promote the content. I never promote where I go. All I do is show you my experience. And I feel as though the reason I don't promote it to you is because if you promote it, one, it can give a different perspective that's not clear to what really happens if you're trying to promote it to make it look good versus just giving you full experience. And I was surprised that as many people really watched the Black Man Guide to Cartagena, because one thing I tell you, when people are scared to start if they don't have the right equipment, they're scared to start if they don't have the right mics. Dog, that Black Man's Guide to Cartagena, I didn't even have a mic. I was talking through my computer screen when I did that. I filmed most of that on my cell phone camera. I didn't have any fancy camera at that time. So between my cell phone camera and a mic on my computer, it got 1 million views. So when anybody out there that's thinking that you can't just start because you ain't got the equipment, it's all the equipment you need. It's right here.
Yeah. We all got smartphones these days, you know what I'm saying? And even with that, you've done, how many countries you've been to so far?
All right, so Black Men Guides, I have about 20 Black Men Guides so far. I've been to maybe 16 or 17 or 18 countries. I'll name some, I'll probably forget some, but also I didn't just go to the countries, because when most people go to countries, they think of just going to one spot in that country. But I go to multiple places because each city has a different culture. So I've been to Dubai, I've been to Abu Dhabi, I've been to France, I've been to England, I've been to Iceland, I've been to Trinidad, I've been to Jamaica, I've been to Canada, I've been to, of course, I live in the US, I've been to Colombia, Brazil, like I said, I've been to some different countries in Europe going to the Stonehenge, but I've been to more countries, Cuba, but it just, after a while, it's the same vibe, but it's just a different type of people. So I started to figure, instead of being the person who travels to a bunch of countries, let me find out what country I like the most, or which country works for me the most, and I'm gonna go with that. And here we are.
And explore, yeah. Once you get there, you get to know, get familiar with the culture by going to different. I mean, we're in Colombia. There's few major cities. I mean, Barranquilla right now. And as far as your job, I know a lot of people would wonder. These people are stuck. They can't move around. You know what I'm saying? That's a hard thing to manage or get through. Any suggestions as far as jobs?
All right, so one thing I tell people all the time is that
legal jobs.
Yeah, a lot of people don't understand that part of being able to travel and part of life is understanding financial responsibility, financial independence, and financial freedom. Because your finances are what's going to give you the freedom. For me, just to give a quick estimate, I hit millionaire status about like 4 or 5 years ago. I hit millionaire status. Millionaire status means my net worth minus my income equals over $1 million, well over $1 million. But I didn't start from that. My mother is bipolar schizophrenic, loved her to death, but she was in and out the mental institution my whole life. I never had a father. My grandparents, loving, but the age gap was so difficult that I got kicked out many times. I moved from different house to house. At one point, I was homeless. The whole thing I said, once I realized that I was homeless for like a week, I realized, I never want to be in this position again. How can I change that? And to change that, I had to learn how to do things financially. So I've been, I went to college, got a degree in accounting, but that didn't really change anything. But what I did was I realized I need a career that could last for a long time. So I got a career at FedEx. From 18 to 32, from 18 to now, when I'm 39, I still work there. I'm 22 years in. But when I was 18 and I turned 20, somebody from FedEx said, "Yo, young boy," it was a guy from Grenada. He's like, "Young boy, I know you're not thinking about it, but you need to put some money in your 401k. At 20 years old, I'm like, "Man, forget the 401k. What do I need the 401k for?" No, you got to save. You got to save. So I started putting money in my 401k, a little 6%. And my job maxed at 6%, right? So from 20 years old to 32, I put 6% in, they match it. So it's basically 12% of my check every year going to Wisdom. At 32, I decided I'm going to buy my first house. Bought my first house. After I bought my first house, I took a HELOC, the 20,000 something out, and I bought a second house. After I bought my second house, I refinanced it. The pandemic hit. I was able to take all the money out of my 401k, once in a lifetime thing probably, but you can still borrow half. But the first time I borrowed half, but then when the pandemic hit, I was able to take off the other half, and I bought a condo in Miami. At that point, I had already hit millionaire status. I have income from all of my places. That's what allows me to travel. Yes, I still work at FedEx, but I don't work there that often. I work about 3 to 4 hours a day. I'm full time, but I work about 3 to 4 hours a day. My son lives with me. He goes to Catholic school. So I drop him off at school, I go to work, and I come back. But that allots me the time when he's at his mother's house over the summer, when he's at his mother's house on the weekend, to travel. So now I just told everybody how I travel, how I'm financially able to do it, how it doesn't seem I didn't get it a large amount from my mama just a lot lover. I didn't get a large amount from investing in anybody that passed away. This is just the average person working a 9 to 5 and doing it. If you got 10 years, you'll be a millionaire soon too.
You can figure it out. Wow, I didn't even know all that, man. Able to manage it really well, you know what I'm saying, and find a way to have your son and have the relationship and still travel and make content and get a lot of subscribers, of course. But basically, we're in Colombia right now, and Colombia is known for so many different things. So many different things. But before we go, everyone's always coming to Colombia wondering how they can find love, how they can get in a relationship, how they can have a good time. Whatever that means to each one of us. It's different, What's your experience like you've been to different parts of Colombia. What's your favorite?
Okay, so I've been to Cali, Colombia. I've been to Barranquilla, Colombia. I've been to Bogota, Colombia. I've been to Medellin, Colombia. And I've been to Cartagena, Colombia. So I feel as though those are the major cities that are in Colombia. Cities, right? Now you can go to other stuff like Bucaramanga. You can go to other stuff like Santa Marta. But I feel as though those are the major cities that you want to go to. Those 5 are the major cities. And my experience has been amazing. Even in the States, I never felt as though I was looking for love or trying to find a wife. But I always kept myself open to whatever comes. But I also know that I have an idea of how I want to live life. So getting in a relationship wouldn't be optimal for what I want to do. However, the fact that I believe in telling the truth to all women, that sun is beaming, is so nice, yo. Look how y'all see how my face is lit up. But just the fact that I'm willing to
it's beautiful.
That's perfect. The fact that I'm willing to tell the truth to women as much as I do, it changes the parameters of what happens when you go overseas. Women appreciate that. And in Colombia, they appreciate that the most. So you could say, hey, I don't want a relationship, but let's go out and have fun. And immediately you should come over and hang out. So
wow. Yeah. So moral of the story is always be honest and upfront. So when guys come out here, but a lot of times they'll come out here and fall in love with a girl without even really getting to know her. And then they get their heart broken because they found out she wasn't the long-term type, or maybe she had other relationships.
The most important thing that people don't do, and this is not just in a relationship, this is not just in life, this is in life in general. Do your research. We live in a generation now where technology is available and accessible to everyone from the palm of your hands. You can borrow your friend's phone, you can go on the computer, you can go to the library and get all the information. If you do enough research, you'll see that, hey, in Colombia sometimes, you don't want to just lead with your heart. You got to lead with your mind. And that's the same in the States. It's just on a different level because it's easier for a lot of Colombian women because they're beautiful. They're what people consider feminine. They're passive. And they're not aggressive. And a lot of men like that. It's easy for you to get so emotionally attached to them that you don't use your mind. And that's when it becomes an issue.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. My first time out here, I caught feelings for a girl and was in a situation. So I went to her job and found out that the owner was her man. Oh, but that's another story I'm not going to get into today.
Wait a minute. He got a lot of stories.
I recovered.
He had a lot of stories. He had a story.
That's for another episode. Listen, this is for all ages. But no, just thank you for coming through, man, for doing the episode. Is there any last words you just wanted to give any new travelers or anyone that just wants to do what you're doing? You know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen, I tell everybody, none of us knows what happens when life is over. We don't know if we relive life. We don't know if we get to live the same life over and over again. We don't know if we reincarnate and we might be a dog or a cat. So on this, for us men, we have 72. For women, they have like 76. In these 76 or 72 years you have on this earth, maximize it. Don't let anybody stop what you're doing, because at the end of the day, I always say this: the best thing that can happen to me after death is I get to relive this life because I lived it to the fullest. That's what you should be able to say when it comes your day to go. So,
Man, that's some good advice, man. Live life to the fullest because you only have one life. And if you live it right, that's all you need. And your handles to follow you, obviously, Flyboyway on YouTube.
yes, sir. All platforms. That's TheFlyBoyway. Don't ask why. Just check out the channel.
Check out his channel.
Shit.